In this English lesson, I wanted to help you learn the English phrase, nowhere to be found. When something is nowhere to be found, it means you can't find it. I'm not sure why we don't just say that we can't find it, but we often will say that it's nowhere to be found. Sometimes when I'm leaving for work, I can't find my keys. I look in every room in the house and I say to Jen, my keys are nowhere to be found. Have you seen them? So it's simply a way of describing something that you can't find. I also use this phrase quite a bit when I'm looking for the remote control when I want to watch TV. I'll say to my kids, guys, the remote control is nowhere to be found. Who used it last and where did you put it? So when you say that something is nowhere to be found, it means that you can't find it. And you could use this with a person as well. Like if someone disappeared, you could say that they are nowhere to be found. The other phrase I wanted to teach you today is the phrase in plain sight. Sometimes when my keys are nowhere to be found, when I do eventually find them, they're usually somewhere in plain sight. They're usually just laying on my desk beside my computer or just laying on the kitchen table. When something is in plain sight, it means that it's not hidden. It's not hard to find. It's right there where you are looking. So often when I lose my keys, which does happen once in a while, by the way, when I do find them, they are just laying somewhere in plain sight, usually the kitchen table, sometimes by my desk. It's rare that I actually lose my keys permanently, although that did happen once in my life, and I had to get new keys for everything. That was not enjoyable. Anyways, to review, when you say that something is nowhere to be found, it simply means that it's lost. And when you say that something is in plain sight, it means that it's laying somewhere and it's completely obvious. If you walk by, you would just see it. Hey, let's look at a comment from a previous video. This comment is from Ronald, and Ronald says, I'm 59 years old, and I think it's never too late to learn new languages, and it's very good to keep my brain healthy. My response was this: that's a great point, Ronald. For sure, learning a language helps keep the mind sharp. I plan to learn another language someday, other than French and English, for that very reason. So thanks, Ronald, for that comment. And that was from the lesson yesterday or 2 days ago where I talked about saying it's never too late to start learning English, or it's never too late to start something new. So Ronald makes a good point, though. When you learn a language, especially later in life, it's really good for your brain. It helps keep your brain sharp. If you only do the things that you always do, and you never try something new, that's not good for your brain. It's really good for your brain to do new things all the time. So, what's my plan? As Ronald said, he's 59 years old. I think when I'm that old, in about 10 or 11 years, I'm not going to tell you exactly, I would love to start learning a third language. Maybe even a fourth language, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I certainly think that when I'm that age, I hope that I will be working a little bit less, and I hope that I will have some time to do something like learn a new language. What language? I'm not sure. Maybe Spanish, maybe Chinese, maybe German, maybe Arabic. I don't know. I'll figure it out when I get there. At this point in time, though, all I can say is that I'm too busy to learn another language. Anyways, I hope this lesson helped you quite a bit. I'm running out of things to talk about, so I'll mention one more time. For those of you that know, there used to be a big tree over here. It fell over. The men who own this piece of land, it's two brothers. They're older and retired. They are actually slowly chopping the tree up for firewood. So that tree will keep someone very warm this winter or maybe even next winter.